It was totally sarcastic, brother. Look, you don't sound excited at all. Oh, come on. Let's go to Colima for a barbecue party. No,
Yes.
brother, you haven't invited us.
Well, you are welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would really like to have a trip. If it's Guadalajara, I don't know Colima, so it can be a possibility. You know, that's an option always. You know. Anyway,
Okay.
let me refill really quick while you tell me if you saw the video. If you didn't, we can at least see the introduction to it. Just let me refill my water, and I'm back to you. Okay. So, tell me about it. Did you see the video? You didn't see the video? What's up with it?
I don't.
Didn't.
I
Past.
didn't.
You didn't. No problem. What about Isaac?
No, how to say? Neither do I.
Did. Talking
Neither,
past.
no, neither did I.
Exactly, because do is present. Did is the other one. So in that case, that's all right, because honestly, when I was starting listening to it and checking all the topic, honestly, it became darker than I expected. I thought that the conversation was going to be about uh, children labor and and money, something more about payment and things like that. But it became much more darker than I expected. And I don't think I am the person, I have the qualities and the qualifications to speak about that topic. You know, like it should be an English class, and that topic was very dark.
Okay,
So,
now I want to watch
exactly. With that word, I think I made the, the best clickbait. Um,
it. Yes.
but honestly, I am not the person that has the qualifications to talk about that topic. Therefore, let's change a little bit the topic. We're gonna continue talking about Nickelodeon and psychology, um, psychological matters that come to from working with kids and kids working. Um, and I wanted to read about this. Number one, talking about money and how kids are paid. At some point of the conversation with Jordi, was these things. Drake Bell and Josh never received. Don't know. I don't remember how to say this in English. The name is. Don't remember royalties. Royalty payment, probably.
Is it the money that you earn for you when the company uses your image? How's it? Image? I sorry,
Yes,
what do
image,
you image? Okay,
image.
okay,
Not only your image. It is an also like things that you performed.
okay,
Technically, actors get money for their not for their images, but for being part of the artistic piece,
okay. It's
which is
like the musicians, no?
like musicians. You are correct.
Okay.
So we can start talking about that. You know, read the definition, brother. Help me with number 2. You, Isaac, help me with number 2. Hello?
Sorry, did you say something?
You got disconnected. Okay.
Yes.
So help me with the definition, brother. Help read number 2.
Yes, number 2, a sum of money that is paid to somebody who,
How do you
yeah,
pronounce letter U?
some,
Yes.
a sum of money that is paid to somebody who has written a book, piece
What is the
of
past
music,
participle of right?
who
Yes.
has written a book, piece of music, etc. Each time that it is sold or performed.
Mhm.
Do you want me to continue?
I was expecting, but I think we understand, right?
Sorry?
I was expecting the examples, but I think you understand the point, no?
Yes,
Each
yes,
time it
it's okay.
is sold.
Uh-huh.
So what? How do you think, as you say, musicians? How do you think musicians are paid?
Well, I think that there are different ways, no? For example, when they sold the the physical CD, when they perform a concert, when their songs are played in how say streaming services,
Mhm.
when movies, when their songs are part of a movie,
Oh yes.
uh, or used, for example, in some events or something like that, no?
Mhm. Yeah, that's interesting that you say that. How? What was? When was the last time you bought a physical album?
And yesterday,
You do you still buy
nah,
them?
nah,
Ah,
no, it has
I
been a
thought so.
really long time. I think that the last one was, I don't remember, it was maybe when I was in the high school. I remember that I bought
Yes.
an album of, I don't remember, it is an Arctic Monkeys album, but I don't remember,
Whew.
to be honest, if it was the last one.
Just imagine that. Arctic
Yeah,
Monkeys in the 2012,
aha,
2013, something like that. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, no, it's been a really long time.
Sure, 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 sure. And did you used to have a Walkman to
Yes, I
play
have,
CDs?
yeah.
It's amazing. You were
Yeah,
old
no,
enough.
but it was when I was at the end of the elementary school, I think.
Okay.
Yes, it was before, because the last CDs I acquired
Mhm.
were only because I wanted to have them, but I never played it on a CD player.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. It was something that really a few people had. And honestly, it was really ineffective because you moved your CD player a little and the music was stuck. You couldn't you couldn't listen to the full album without stops. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you needed to keep it on a very 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 solid surface.
Surface, yeah.
Uh, of course, everything changed when you can download 1,000 songs to a memory card and pass it to your phone.
Yes.
That was. Mhm. What about Chris? Chris, how do you think actors are paid then?
Mm, when they appear in a show, in a movie, a series, in a public event,
Mm-hmm.
mm, in TV, in a commercial,
In a commercial, especially
a
commercials.
commercial ad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in general, when they appear in TVs, in a movie, or they appear in a public show.
I would agree with you. Exactly. I think that from all the examples that you just gave, those three are the most fundamental one. And if it's a live show, sometimes that one, I don't know if this is actually paid. If it's a scripted series or something like that, yes, there is a lot of a contract with salaries and the rest of the things, plus royalties, you know, which is pretty much the reason why we are going to talk about this. Because there was a lot of controversy when Drake Bell and Josh Peck talked very negatively, very negatively about their payments. Oh, this is the name. It's not royalties, it's residuals. Let's check the word residual. Read this definition. Oh, but this is an adjective. You need a noun. Noun, noun, noun. No.
Residual.
Here it is. Read this definition, Chris. Help me with this.
A quantity remaining after other things has been subtracted or allowed for.
Subtract in past.
Subtracted.
Subtract in past. Subtracted.
Subtracted.
Yes, repetition.
A quality remaining after other things had been subtracted or allowed for.
Yes, that's right. So this residual is called residual because technically you get all the money from the TV show that is bought by these companies such as Nickelodeon, MTV. Those are the broadcasters, and the rest that comes after the remainings of containing continuously buying the rights to have the TV show are called residuals. You see,
Mhm.
that's the reason Netflix has a TV show for a moment and then it gets out of the catalog. You know, you see that Netflix had Friends for a couple of years. Today, the only way to watch Friends is watching HBO Max or having the DVD. That is because there is a quantity remaining after the TV show is sold. And we have a similar definition here: a royalty paid to a performer, writer, etc., to repeat for a repeat of a play, a television show, etc. Question: what kind of residuals do you know? What kind of residuals or what kind of companies do you think deliver residuals? Chris?
For example, Disney with their character
Nice. Good.
when those characters are used in merchandising, Disney could get residual.
Very good. Mhm. Who gets residuals in this case?
Disney
Disney
or
gets
the company.
residuals. I think you are confusing it because the rights to the character, the full amount is for Disney.
Mhm.
The residual is a person who invented the character. It's for the person who invented the
Mm,
character.
okay.
That's the
The
difference,
author
right?
or the creator.
Exactly. The author, the performer. In this case, performer can be actor, actress, singer, etc. Writer, all the people who wrote a movie. These receive residuals. The company receives the full price for the biggest part. You see what I mean?
Okay, okay.
With that percentage, you have a better picture of the economy, no? Like where the money goes, right? Question, Isaac, what would be residual versus royalties?
I don't know. Royalties, royalty paid. To residual. No, I don't know. Maybe the residual income comes after a certain time, no? Maybe through the time and royalties at the moment that the maybe the how to say it, like the for example like the song is created or the first time that a TV show is on TV,
Mm-hmm,
but I'm not
mm-hmm.
sure about it.
Well, you particularly uh, say what I was going to say. Technically, they are synonyms. We can say that a residual is a type of royalty, like a
Mhm.
subtype, but at the end, it's money that is given.
Yes, it's an income, no? Like,
Exactly. First time or second time or 100 time you play the video on your TV, you get residuals, right?
mhm.
Well, that's the reason there was um, a massive strike last year. There was a massive strike of writers and producers and directors and executives on the delivery of residuals because they started checking that Netflix and streaming services have thousands of views and the writers are not receiving any single penny on these watches, which is pretty interesting. They started complaining after they saw that the salary of the executive was super high. Welcome to Latin America, Los Angeles. Welcome to Latin America, Hollywood. They started having these issues. Let me see your opinion on these guys. Help me with number one. Let's read this. Isaac, first four paragraphs.
Okay. And it's not often that people get fired up over because a nitty-gritty financial mechanism, but for the last 4.5 months of this on the streets of Hollywood, that's exactly what's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
As member of the Writers I Guild of is it Guild? The Writers
Yes.
Guild of America and Performer Union after
Mm-hmm.
marched down picket, picket lines
Watch out.
and
This is not
pick,
ED.
pick, pick, no,
It's not an ED.
okay, picked,
So
pick,
you can pronounce it the same way it looks.
pick, pick, picked, no, I don't
Uh-huh.
know. Yes,
Yes.
pick, marched down picket lines.
Pronounce you are pronouncing picked, like the bust of pig. But this is not
Okay,
a verb. This is a noun. So it's you don't need to pronounce an ed like a t. It's a syllable, a normal syllable.
picket,
Excellent, picket.
yes, okay, march down picket lines and Shutter Studios Productions.
Yes.
Major focus on their ¿cómo se I has
Yes.
been
Mhm.
higher has been the system of payouts that writers and actors earn when a project they've worked on gets replayed. These residuals, as they are known, are less flashy than some of the union's other properties, such as artificial intelligence.
Watch out, it doesn't say properties.
Priorities, other
Exactly.
priorities,
So one more
such
time.
as
What are less flashy?
the residuals, as they are known, are less flashy than some of the union's other priorities, such as artificial intelligence.
Perfect. Okay, let's stop over there for a second. There's a
Yeah.
lot of new words here.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yep.
Let's go through dictionary. Picket. A picket line is a group of pickets. You're welcome. Next word. I don't know. Picket. What is a picket? Picket. A person or group of people who stand outside the entrance to a building in order to protest about something, especially in order to stop people from entering a factory during a strike. That is interesting. Picket. Do you understand what a picket is?
Yes, I think that is the people who
Mhm.
is the people that disagree with the condition of something, no?
Precisely. It's right the person that is protesting
Yeah.
on an exhibition. Mhm. That's so interesting, eh? That's the first time I see this word. And an occasion at which this happens. I think the next word is very similar because the word shutter is about blocking something. It says march down picket lines in Shutter Studio Productions. I need to Google that. Shutter Studio. Shutter app allows to create now. As members of the Writers Guild of American Performance Union, SAG-AFTRA marched down picket lines in Shutter Studio Productions. A major focus of the IR has been the system of payouts. As a member of the Writers Guild of America and Performance Union, marched down picket lines and shot. Shutter? Isn't it shot? I think that's a typo. I think it's a typo because shut is similar to close or cancel. Look at this. When a shop, restaurant, etc., or a studio shuts, it stops being open for business and you cannot go into it.
Yes, it makes sense. More than, well, I don't know why it's short. Sorry.
It doesn't make sense because the word and is a conjunction and it connects two words of the same family.
Mm-hmm.
First, we have march down, which is a verb.
Mm-hmm.
March down, picket lines, and the logical thing is to have a verb here. This looks like a typo. Because shutter is a noun. It doesn't exist as a verb. Shutter, verb. Close the shutters of a window or building. Okay, it exists, but it's the same thing. Close the shutters off. The windows were shuttered against the afternoon heat. Okay. What does it mean to shutter something? To close or close down? Okay, there you have it, guys. Shutter is to close down something.
Oh, is it a verb? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
For some reason, it's not on the Oxford Learner's Dictionary. Probably because this is an advanced word. You know? That's probably the reason. Good, very high points for you in your exams, eh? If you use the word shutter. Got it?
Well,
And finally, we have the word ire. Which is similar to anger.
yes, I imagine that.
Yeah. And to be honest, this is not the first time we see this word. We have seen that word in the past.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
remember.
You don't remember, or probably you don't remember. Um, uh, what's the name of this? Consciously, but subconsciously you do because you understood.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So probably it is somewhere in your subconscious mind. Anyway, can you explain these paragraphs, Isaac, before we pass to Chris?
Now it's a little difficult.
Try.
Yes. Well, I understand that there are some organization. Well, there are, I think that some groups of different, I think that is, how to say, that there are groups especially integrated by writers that are that feel that maybe the actual financial system is unfair with they because maybe companies are earning money with the things that they produce or they created. So they decided to protest against those companies. And I think that it has been for the 4.5 months now.
Okay. Uh-huh. That's right. So all these interests have been blocked during that time as well.
Mhm.
You're going well. You're going well. Are you familiar with the word union?
Union? No.
That's something important for this lecture. Let's continue, but now Chris, this is gonna help everyone understand this reading.
Union
Action, brother.
organization.
What is the definition?
Okay.
Are you there, Chris? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Action. Give me a definition for union.
It organization of workers, usually in a particular industry, that exists to protect their interest, improve condition of work, etc.
What's an union?
Uh, workers organization,
A workers' organization. That's right. Do you know the name of it in Spanish?
sindicato.
Perfect. Perfect. Take a note on this. So when it says these residuals are less flashy than some of the union's priorities, what's the meaning of this, Chris? these residuals are less flashy than some of the union's priorities.
Well, this means that the money that is coming to the workers, because it's the union,
Correct.
it's not enough
Correct.
for their priorities.
It's not enough. And when flashy, what do you understand with flashy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. What will be the synonym to flashy? Are you there, Chris?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Repetition. What would be a synonym to flashy?
A synonym. Could be expensive.
That would be in a way, but not directly. When you say flashy, you don't mean money. I can help you with the definition. Don't worry. Flashy. Let's think of glittery. What is glitter? You're probably familiar with the word glitter.
I don't.
Okay, look at this. This is glitter.
Mhm.
Do you see how they are sparks of light?
Yes.
These sparks of light are called as a description. They can be called shiny and
Glowing.
glowing, exactly. But glowing is more like a verb. When something is glowing, it is flashy.
Ah,
You see what I mean?
okay. Yes.
So this paragraph is saying that residuals are important, but they are metaphorically less important than the artificial intelligence and the problems with artificial intelligence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got it.
Perfect. Any question in this moment?
No.
Fantastic. Continue, Chris, with the next two paragraphs.
Inside the business of entertainment, the wide shot brings you news, analysis, and insights on everything from streaming wars to production,
Perfect.
and what it all means for the future. Enter email address. You might occasionally
That's not part
receive.
of the text.
Yeah. What is that?
That is not part of the text. It was probably a button.
Icon or
It's
It
growth.
was an interactive area that the automatic reader took.
You might occasionally receive promotional content from the Los Angeles Times. Yet the importance of residuals to showbiz employees, while it's indirect and undeniable.
Okay, wait, whoa. The pronunciation.
Deny.
Correct.
Deny.
Are you familiar with the word deny?
Undeniable?
Well, deny is not a synonym. It's actually the positive form. The negative is undeny. But first, you need to understand the word deny.
It's To say that something is not true.
Mhm. What do you understand with this?
Mm, to say, well, mm, well, it's to say that a statement is false.
Yes, correct. You don't want to accept it as true, or you don't want to, yeah, you want to say that this is not true, so you deny it.
Mhm.
Okay? There you have a derived word. If you add the suffix able or able, you get deniable.
Deniable.
That can't be denied.
Okay.
A thing that you
Mm.
cannot, or you can say that is false. It's deniable because I know him, for example. The negative form, it's over here. Here.
Okay.
Pronunciation.
Undeniable.
Again,
Undeniable.
deny,
Undeniable.
deny. Don't
Denial.
exactly. Don't put a D in the beginning.
Undeniable.
Perfect. Undeniable. Mhm. Undeniable.
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 That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Again, what's the importance of residuals to show this?
To show with employees' wallets is directly undeniable.
Mhm.
The checks can be comically small. Getting one worth less than $1 will earn you a drink at Studio City. Aptly named Residual Tavern.
Mhm.
And entertainment workers say the industry pivot toward streaming has made them particularly unreliable.
Again.
Unreliable?
Okay, again, we have the same issue. You need to pronounce the word this.
Rely.
Exactly. It's over here. Rely. Pronunciation.
Unreliable.
Excellent. But be careful because you are adding an extra consonant. You are saying relaida. Ra, ra, ra. Don't say relaida.
Unreliable. Unreliable. Unreliable.
Relaya.
Unreliable.
Yeah. Unreliable.
Unreliable.
Perfect. We are going to see what's up with the word unreliable. Here it is. Rely, unreliable. But in a moment, we check this. We have Jessie in the chat. Good night, Jess.
Night, Mr. Thank you. Good night, everyone. I will the attendance, please. Is here Christian? Hello, Christian. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Thank you, Christian. And Isaac. Hello, Isaac. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Thank you, Isaac. So, thank you, everyone. I don't know, somebody else?
That's it, milady, for the
All
moment.
right. All right, teacher. Thank you. So, thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Perfect. You too. All right. Rely, to trust, Chris. When you trust on when you trust somebody, you rely on somebody. Okay?
Okay.
So if someone is reliable, you can trust on the person. If someone is unreliable, you
cannot trust.
you cannot trust. So give me the full sentence. What happens with the industries? Or what does the entertainment worker say?
The entertainment workers say that industry pivot toward streaming has made them particular unreliable.
That's right. What did you understand in this paragraph, Chris?
Well, first I have a question. Why is showbiz is the name of
Oh,
something?
super important. Very good question. Showbiz is a short word to say show business. The business of providing public entertainment, like the theater, films, television, etc. That's
Okay.
showbiz.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I understood that in this program is talking about the income that show business employees are receiving
Mhm.
of the residuals.
Right.
In this paragraph say that the checks are really small,
Mhm.
less than $1.
Imagine that. Mhm.
And they do not trust in the industry pivot. I
Good
don't
job.
know what is pivot.
Oh, that is actually a verb. Wait, understanding
The
workers say that
industry
the industry is
pivot,
for the position is pivot.
pivot, pivot.
Uh-huh.
Pivot.
And pivot towards streaming has made them. Pivot is a
It's not the leaders. I understood something
no, it's
or the
for
boss.
example, and actually it's a word that is also used in Spanish when you're talking about physics. Physics. A pivot in physics is the central point in which two sections can move. You know, this is a pivot point, for example. Of course, everything that is in the pivot section is the most important part, like the central point of something. Also, a synonym of it can be core. You know,
Okay.
so similar case happens here. The industry's pivot.
The core.
Uh-huh. The core, exactly. Uh-huh.
They don't trust in the core of the industry, entertainment industry.
And what is the core of the industry in this case?
Mm,
That's the most important part.
mm, the actors?
Wrong. Streaming.
Ah, okay.
You see, the most important part for the industry right now is getting the content into streaming services.
Okay.
That's the reason they are fighting. That's the reason they are angry. No? It's like, bro, you have my content, my videos, my face on everybody's houses, and you are not giving me a single peace for it. That's exactly the issue. Questions at the moment?
No, teacher.
Awesome. Final thoughts on what you just learned about showbiz. Isaac, opinions on showbiz.
Well, I hear about this issue a few months ago. You know that there were a lot of movies uh, that were delayed, no, because of
Yes.
these protests, of those protests. So I think that is something really important because, well, I mean, maybe they are earning a lot of money, for example, actors and writers, but they want they want that the industry can be fair for everybody. So they want to to get paid for the things that they are doing. No, I didn't know that. For example, the amount that the article is mentions about the earnings with the check of, I don't remember the amount, but it was something really small. So I thought that it was something higher. But sorry.
That's crazy, no? Like,
Yes, yes, and yes, it's unfair, no? Because the companies continues earning money,
exactly.
and you are not receiving anything, but they are using the things that you created. So that's really unfair. Even maybe you already earn a lot of money at the beginning of the project, but you deserve to continue earning because they are using your 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 creations.
Your creation, your things.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
make something, they get the money, and you don't see any single penny from it. Come on. I
Yeah.
agree with you. Okay. Chris, final thoughts about showbiz. Are you there, Chris?
Well, but sorry. Yeah, I didn't know a lot of this topic. I mean, before I just heard something about that streaming in some cases is not a good business. I mean, it's not what's the word? Rentable?
Oh, profitable.
Profitable.
Good question.
Yes.
Actually, I agree with you.
Yeah. Even some services like Netflix, Disney Plus are increasing their price
Yes.
or changing the business model. Like Netflix introduced a mode with ad,
Yes.
and even you don't need to pay with this mode, but it
You're
also
getting nuts.
includes ads when you are watching your content.
And we are back again on cable TV. The same thing that we had on cable now are streaming services. It's cable again. It lost the
Yes.
huh?
And this industry also arrived to other industries. For example, e-commerce.
Yes.
In Mexico, you can have a Mercado Libre Plus, and they provide you an account, just an account of Disney Plus and Star Plus.
Yeah, Meli.
And
Yes,
recently,
that's great.
the law changes in Mexico will not allow this because it's not uh, work.
Correct.
It's not work for other business that don't have this kind of things.
Correct.
Meli and Amazon have
Yes,
this kind of perks, but another business don't have this.
That is totally right, which is a big issue because now they are the Mexican laws started actually blocking monopolies. That's something that I think is the first time that happens in the history of uh, businesses in Mexico. We have never had a monopoly so big, other than Pemex and
CFE.
Telmex. See, for example, the Federal Commission of Electricity has been a massive a massive monopoly, but nobody says that because there are a lot of government contracts.
Yes.
In the case of Mercado Libre, it's too free for public access, so that's something the government is worried about. But yes, I agree with you. The CFE is equally monopolic, and ain't nobody say that in that case, no? Very
Yeah.
interesting. If I disappear tomorrow, it was not an accident. Let me tell you that it was not suicide.
No, but you're recording the class.
Yes, it's over here. Hey, if somebody's watching this, I didn't. I'm gonna give you a note. But yes, it's monopolic. It's monopolic, and they're trying to fight those type of services. Max was the first one to leave Meli. It disappeared from Meli already.
Really?
Yes.
But they are offering a discount, no? The people a 30% discount.
According to me, it is not anymore, because of the same, because of
Okay.
what Christian is saying. If
Yes.
you access Mercado Libre now,
Mm-hmm.
Max is not included in Meli anymore.
Okay, I haven't checked that part. But I wanted to to subscribe to Max, but
But
I
through
couldn't.
Meli, no?
Yes. Well, I was checking some options because you know that if you pay for the annual subscription, you get a discount, no?
Mhm,
Or,
mhm.
it was cheaper through Meli, but I'm not sure. I subscribed to Meli because I wanted to have some Star Wars series in Disney and
From
also
Disney.
in Star Plus. Yeah,
Mhm.
Star
I
Plus.
am. I am subscribed to Melit as well. And I mean, you need to get it as soon as possible and before it gets banned, because I
Yeah,
think pretty soon it's going to get banned.
yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
But I'm worried about Amazon.
Well, that's another story because
Yeah,
now
because
you have.
I think it's the cheapest service, no? It's the cheapest subscription, sorry, and you get the music, the streaming, and also
Yeah,
the how to say it? Like the delivery, no, service.
that's right.
Yes.
Plus ads, unfortunately, and they didn't raise the price, but you got ads.
Really?
Yep, they
I
started
well,
giving
I
you ads like
I don't
2 weeks
remember
ago.
if I'm watching something on Amazon. No, I think I'm not. But I will check it.
If you haven't access to it, then the next time you play something, you will get an ad.
Okay, I didn't know that. I am
It
just waiting
sucks.
for The Voice, the next season
Mm,
of The Voice, and
mhm.
that's it.
Let me. I have a. Jesus, let me stop the streaming. Cannot speak about.